So I thought I would put my ugly mug back in front of the camera because a couple of you have said we miss seeing your ugly face. I love your honesty, thank you very much. But yeah, I just thought I'd do a little intro into today's training video, and that is how to create lists on Twitter. Okay, we've done a couple of Facebook, we've already done a bit of scheduling onto Twitter. Now I'm going to show you how to create a list, and more importantly, maybe why you should be creating lists. Okay, let's get stuck in. Okay, thanks to me for introducing me. Feels weird. So here we are then on the home screen of my Twitter account, my training Twitter account. Now what you would see initially, if you do already have lists or someone's put you into a list, you would see it right around here. However, we haven't got any lists set up on this because I wanted to show you first of all how we go about doing that and how we can find them. Now up here, top right hand corner, click on that and you see there it says lists. If we click onto lists, and it will take us through, and it will see here, subscribe to. You aren't following any lists. Are we a member of any? No, we're not. So, we know that. Right, we want to find some people to follow. So why would you put Twitter accounts into a list? The best example I can give you is the National Trust. They have a list put together of all the properties in the Southwest. So if you're a National Trust fan and you're down in the Southwest of England on holiday and you wanted to find those properties, you could just go and find that list. Let's have a look. There's their lists. Click onto that. And we can see down here National Trust products, bloggers, walk specialists, My Farm, National Trust regions. That's good. Let's have a look at National Trust regions. Now, here you're seeing a list of all the tweets they've put out, but what we want to do is look at list members. Here we go. And I think I'm going to pick on the obvious one for us here, National Trust Southwest. Obvious because that's where I'm based. Now, let's look at their lists. Here we go. National Trust Southwest. Click on that. Now, rather than trying to find all of those 76 different properties that the National Trust has throughout the southwest of England, they are all now put in one place for me. Remember, come down to list members, and there they are. Every single property in the southwest run by the National Trust is in one place for you. Isn't that brilliant? So there's an idea of why you might use a list. Let's go back to our homepage. Now, say for example, I wanted to collate together a list of cafes. So what it does when we do, first of all, it just looks for the word cafes. What we want to do is try and find accounts. Now it's not there, so it's in the more options. There it is just there. Click onto accounts. And there it's going to show us these ones. Now it's just again having a general look at who they could be all over the UK. We want to make that more specific, so let's click near you. Bingo. Exeter cafes. All we need to do now then is add these into a list. How do we do that, Matt? Right, really simple. Let's pick on the first one, top left-hand corner. They've got a little cog, a settings cog on all of these. Click onto that, and there we get the option to add or remove from lists. Again, click on that. And because we haven't got any lists, we need to create one. So let's do cafes in Exeter. Seems the obvious thing. We could put a bit more description there, and I want to show you this. Public or private. You can create your own private lists. And what I was talking about earlier on when I said you can keep an eye on your competitors, why not create a private list that no one else on Twitter can see and put all your competitors into that list, because then you can keep an eye on them all in one place. But hey, let's do a nice public one first of all. Save the list. And because we've already clicked on Rock Salt Cafe, it says where do you want to put them in? We want to put them into that list there, and it's done. Click on that. Now, it's a much easier second time around. Cafe at 36. Click on them. Add or remove from lists. The list already exists, so we simply click like that, and they're in that list. One more, Cafe Magdalene. Click on there, add and remove from lists, pop them in there, done. We could go through all of these wonderful, wonderful cafes around the city of Exeter and add them if we wanted to. Maybe you're someone who works in tourism and you want to create a list of cafes that tourists could come to. That might be one idea. So there we go. Let's come back up here and go to our lists. And this time round, you'll see that we have a list. And there it is, cafes in Exeter. And again, what you'll see now is it's going to show us all of the tweets in a chronological order from the members of that list. There are the members of the list, those 3 that we've added. And you notice here, you don't have to be following them to put them in a list. So when you do that private list, again, you don't have to follow your competitors. You can just add people to a list. Now, because this is a public list, we could have subscribers. Other people could subscribe to this list. So what we could do here is we could see who else is on there. Again, can you find someone who's created a list that's relevant to your industry? You can go and look through the members of that list or the people that have subscribed to it and get some new followers. Go and follow them because they'll be a nice target audience. Lots of really good reasons to have lists. So you can come along and follow this list that I've created, or I am just creating this list personally for me so I can use it for my business. It's a really, really nice tool. Hopefully you can see the benefit of actually using lists on Twitter now, and let me know if you have implemented any. All right, thanks very much for listening. Make sure, of course, as always, like, subscribe, share, retweet, whatever you can. Get the message out there. This is how you set up lists on Twitter. Thanks very much. See you later.